now we're going to talk about attack is defense, or also called simultaneous attack and defense. Okay, this principle basically states that when I defend, I'm also going to attack at the same time. This is a little better than defending and then countering. If you notice when I slipped and hit at the same time, that would be considered attack is defense. I slipped, that was my defense, but I hit at the exact same time. All right, so there's an example of using body movement. We can also use parries to redirect the energy and deliver a hit. So he's in an MMA stance, and he's going to throw a rear cross. Okay. What I'm doing there is I'm getting out a parry, okay, and driving in a straight punch at the same time. Okay, I don't want to go boop, boop, all right, and I don't want to go boop, boop. All right, I'm pretty much covering and stopping the hit with also driving in a punch, okay. The benefit of that is if I go like this, 1, 2, say he throws a cross in there, 1, okay, so I'm going to get hit. So, but if same time, even if if his lead punch is coming in at the same time, I'm going to land before him because I'm tacking into his swing, all right? Another example would be, say if he went for like a low punch towards my stomach, okay? All right, it's a parry with the lead punch. Again, you don't want to go doot doot. So basically anytime you defend and attack at the same time, you're working with attack as defense. It's a pretty powerful principle, just short of interception, which we'll cover later. Now we're going to cover a couple options for defending a shoot from the fighting measure. If you're defending a shoot from closer, then likely you let them get inside your range and you didn't answer with attacks. So ideally, they should always be kept at that fighting measure, especially if they're a shooter and you don't want to go to the ground, okay? All right, so from the fighting measure, first thing we're going to show is angling off for you as your defense. All right, so Blake's, we're at the fighting measure, and he's going to shoot in, okay? So I changed angle and fired, okay? You can throw kicks as long as they're, I believe, in most venues, if they're knees on the ground, you cannot kick them. So depending on how fast you kick them and what point in the shoot that you can kick them, that's legal. Otherwise, depending on the rules, you might want to just go for the hit. You're going to use that real quick, short power. Use the shift hit that I showed you. You can follow that up with combos. You can jump, take their back, whatever, okay? So basically all you're doing is you're going to quickly sidestep, decreasing the angle. The back leg is going to swing out way more than the lead leg, okay? And on that, you're going to throw a punch. It's very important. Whenever someone's trying to shoot on you, you don't stand on the head of a needle. Basically, if your feet are together, you're going down. So anytime you do this, you got to keep this strong base, keep it, 50-50 weight. Even when I do this, if you notice, I don't shift around on my feet. I want this weight to be evenly distributed, even through this movement. If it's not, and he takes, say it goes forward, and he gets this leg in the shoot, I'm going down. If it's 50-50 and he gets it, this can become a knee very easily, okay? So if they only get one, boom, knee them, okay? Next we'll show kind of a sprawl option. Again, from the fighting measure, he's going to shoot in. This time, when you get a sprawl, depending, that I sprawled really early. Blake couldn't get his hands. This time I'm going to wait till he gets his hands. Okay, I need to put my weight down on his back. I'm reaching under here. Right here, I can start throwing kidney shots, okay? You can start working your ground game from there, spin around to the back, whatever your options are on the ground for you. Okay, now we're going to cover the uppercut. This is also lead hand. The uppercut's, again, not one of those tools you're necessarily going to enter with. It's probably part of your combination because of you going from here to an uppercut isn't very powerful or efficient. An uppercut's best used when you're already kind of sunk down into your weight. You can shift under just similar to how a shovel hook comes in, but then it's going to come straight up like that. You're going to use a short arc, so it's going to go boom, and the short arc is the retractionary mark. So I'm I'm open, I'm relaxed, I'm shooting up. I snap through, maybe catch the jaw, snap back. A good thing with the uppercut, you can slam someone even if they have a mouth guard in. It can mess up, go for a knockout. Even if it does not knock them out, it'll lift their head up so that a hook can come in and catch them. So if they're got their hinge, their chin tucked in, the uppercut will lift, the hook will knock them out. All right, so Blake's gonna come in here with focus mitt. Okay, so with an uppercut, the idea is to sink into it and drive it. And again, this can be a jab, cross, uppercut, okay? Uppercut, hook for the knockout, okay? So uppercut's gonna sink in, I'm gonna be open, relax, I'm gonna drive through with the snap and give the short arc. Okay, so again, this is going to be used in combinations. It's not going to be an entry. It's going to be coming off of something else, and that's where you can, like say off a cross, use the retractionary forces to give it some power. Shooting off from the hip, it's not going to have as much power as it would in a combination. Okay, that's it for the lead hand tools. Next, we're going to cover the rear hand tools. Now we're going to show some transitions to the ground from close range, specifically from the clinch. Show a few others from like just close range, not quite, from the striking areas. All right, so Blake's going to come in. All right, so once you get the clinch, okay, I'm going to drop my elbow to the outside here. Okay, I'm going to try to break his base. So I'm going to do, we just call it jerk hand. I'm going to make hooks behind his head, hooks on his elbow, and I'm going to sink down and pop his base. Okay. That's going to distract him, and it's going to kind of bring his weight a little forward. I'm immediately going to step out and kind of do like a modified sweep into like a side control situation. So basically I'm going to go boom, step in, whoo, sweep, okay? So that'll look like, so we're positioning, we're throwing knees or whatever, and I'm like, down into side control. Okay, this is a combination glove drill, okay? So the first is the leader is going to throw a lead hook to like the floating ribs. I'm going to go like this. He's doing an elbow drop protection. You're pretty much bringing your elbow in and protecting that area. It's pretty effective because even if my hook is wide or tight or loose, whatever, he's kind of just protecting the area, So even if it hits behind or in front, or he's got what's needing protected, all right? So that's a really good defense. So I go lead hook, and then he returns with the same thing, okay? Now I'm going to, off of that, I'm going to do a rear shovel hook, and I'm driving it again, solar plexus, ribs, or whatever. He's going to rotate and drop into the elbow, and then he's going to return. And on my return, I'm just pretty much coming down. I see this hand coming in, so I'm turning in. What you don't want to do is get into a pattern where you're just going, like a mindless, just repeating. Wait to see the attacks come, sense them coming, and respond, okay? I'll keep it a little more alive instead of just a dead pattern, all right? So we got lead hook here, shovel hook. Now I'm going to exchange up to the high hook, doing the cover that we just did previously, okay? And now we're doing the last one, which is called a rear cross, and this is called a shoulder roll response. So I'm throwing it right at his chin. He's bringing his shoulder up and turning himself away from the punch, and basically turns it away. Even if it comes in and hits him up here, he's pretty well protected. So it's coming in, and then he's going to return. Once I see it coming, I react. I don't want to go like that, just don't fall into a pattern. So later when you get progressions with broken rhythm and feigning, that'll help you avoid the pattern, okay?